What's up? What's up? Hey, I want to tell you an old famous motivational story I heard years ago on audio. And if you've already heard it, don't ruin it for everybody else. If you are going through hard times and problems in life are just like, oh, you know, when are you going to find, when is it going to happen for you, right? This is really cool. So, once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a donkey who was happily trotting along. And I'll improvise a little. But there were some men working nearby who had dug out, you know, a foundation for a basement and they were building stuff, you know. And the donkey didn't see, but he slid and he fell down into the hole. It was a very deep hole. And the donkey was stuck down there and he couldn't get out, he couldn't climb out. He was... Okay, sorry, I jumped up real quick. My wife got home and opened the garage door and I make sure that the gate so the dogs couldn't get out. And the donkey couldn't get out and was yelping and crying, and finally it got the attention, and the men gathered around the hole, and they're like, wow, this donkey can't climb out. And they tried to throw a rope down there and pull him out. They couldn't. They tried to climb down and push him. They just couldn't get him out, and they tried and tried all day. And they made a decision. They're like, we're going to have to bury this donkey alive. So they got shovels and, you know, there's dirt, and they started throwing dirt on top of the donkey to bury it alive. So there they are. They're all throwing shovels of dirt on the donkey and on his back. Whoa! Whoa, stop. They knocked the fence over. Okay, so...
Watch out.
And every time they threw the shovel of dirt on the donkey's back, they noticed that the donkey kept shaking off the dirt and it kept falling at its feet. So they kept throwing more dirt on the donkey faster, more and more. Oh, you brought me
It's
coffee.
hot. Be careful.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Timmy hose. Thanks, babe. So every time they threw more dirt on the donkey,
Okay.
faster and faster, the donkey kept shaking off the dirt. And before a while, as the donkey kept walking around, he kept packing the dirt underneath his feet, and he started to elevate, like he was, you know, compressing the dirt. So they're throwing more dirt on it faster. The donkey would shake it off and step up. They throw more dirt on him. The donkey would shake off the dirt and step up. More dirt, shake off the dirt, and he would step up. They threw so much dirt on the donkey that the donkey stepped right and walked right out of the hole. So this is, I'm trying to, like, so you can see me. If I sit up straight, you can't see me, so I gotta go like this. Okay, so here's the metaphor. In life, the problems that come on our shoulders seem insurmountable, but when we shake it off and we get over it, we use that problem as a rock, right? That problem becomes something that's solid that we can put our foot on, that we've been through that right now. We know, boom. It's an opportunity because now it becomes a stairway, a stepping stone to step up. This is for real. So, shake it off, step up. Shake it off, step up. And a lot of times we have so much going on at once. But I think we fail to give ourselves credit for how far that we've came. You know? I know in my own life, 5 years ago, looking now, I'd be like, you know, in one way I'd have so much gratitude. Wow, that's really going to happen for me. And in another way, I would vomit at the thought. Baby. Alright, so...
Told you. Come on. Who wants to be my mama?
So that's the metaphor for problems in life. And what else is interesting to me is how some people can take on so much responsibility to the point where they're just like shaking it off and stepping it up like... Like, how did you do that? Did you just like get a rocket pack or something, right? Because I don't get over stuff that quick. I don't grow that fast. I mean, who grows that fast? How do these people like Richard Branson and these billionaires and Bill Gates and these hugely successful people, at least in business, how did they how do they do that? You know, and I think that's what's so interesting, you know what I mean? And hey, maybe there's a possibility that some people in this world are just extremely smart and talented, and they're just like, they have no blockages. Maybe they don't have as much of that self-limiting beliefs, right? They just think that the world is their oyster and they could just do anything, and they're unstoppable in their thinking. They're unstoppable. They say, you know what, I'm gonna do that. Boom, and they do it. You know what, I'm gonna do that. It's it. I'm doing it. Period. You know, screw taking care of the kids and spending time with the family and scooping the cat litter and taking out the trash. I ain't doing none of that. I'm going towards my dream, right? Because in life there's so much stuff, I mean, that has to be done. It's a full-time job just maintaining all the stuff in life. And I think it really comes down to carving out the time to knowing exactly what you want, and then going for that and not getting caught up in the mundane, trivial stuff, such as getting caught on social media and on Facebook and on other people's drama, and spending time with just wasting time. We waste a lot of time. It's done. No more wasting time. Find out what you want and just go for it. I think there's a point where you've learned enough and it's time to take massive action. At some point you tip over that edge where you've learned enough, and now you got to go out and take a whole bunch of action to catch that up, to close that gap. And then in the future, once you've got to that new next level, you shake it off and you step up, then you can learn more when you come up, you know, to something, a brick wall. Okay, you got to learn more, right? Because we get caught up in this thing and say, hey, I'm too afraid to go and do it, so let me learn more about it. You know what I mean? I've been stuck in that a lot myself, so let me know in the comments below if you go through this stuff as well. And man, this is a good time. It's a great time to be alive. I mean, we have everything at our fingertips. Unlimited technology. Unlimited. It's not unlimited, right? It's not like we can teleport, but it's just really fascinating how just the average person could become an entrepreneur so quickly and travel or do anything that we want to do if we put our mind to it. But also we have all this distraction around us as well. So everything is quantified. It's much more like turn up the static noise. Shh. It's so much competing for our attention that it takes really carving out a clarity, a definiteness of purpose, a certainty, carving out and say, this, not this, this, not this. Every day, right? My friend is a life coach, Coach Rob, and he taught me something amazing recently, and I tried it out this morning. First thing when you wake up in the morning, center yourself and shut off the autonomic process in your nervous system, because you have alpha, beta, delta, theta, different frequencies of consciousness and states of consciousness. So try to be in the now versus the wheels that start going, thinking about your life and your problems and what's it like. You get caught up in this like hypnosis all day where you're like you're like caught in this dream, like you're being towed under the currents of, like, you know what I mean, overthinking and feeling and emotions, and you're like now is the only time. Now is the time. Let's crush it. Let's get it. Let's get it done. Think about what you want so bad. Crystallize it. Take a deep breath and just launch forward. If you don't have the courage to do it all now, find a way to just take baby steps in that direction, and then the path will open up and become clear to you as you take steps. Sometimes you got to take steps for the path to open up, right? The door isn't going to open. You got to take the key and stick it in the door and open it, and then walk through it in action, and then you go, oh, I'm glad I did that, right? But it can be scary because you got to let go of this room that you're in to step into the next room. You got to let go of this to step into this, and we're holding on to like things that make us unhappy, because at least it's like one of the 6 human needs is for certainty. Tony Robbins talks about this. At least I have certainty in this. At least I have certainty in knowing that, like, that this is gonna suck. So we're afraid that this is going to be worse, or what if it doesn't work out and then we fail, right? But at some point you're failing anyways. At some point you're miserable and you're not going anywhere, because you get to this point where you're finally at this point where you got to cross the Rubicon. You're like, stalemate. And I think those are the most crucial points in life that you have to jump. You have to take the risk. You have to try it, and you are forgiven if you fail, and it's okay. You have to do it because now you're stagnant and dying. Now you're dead. Now you can go into depression. You can suck others around you down. At some point, you have to take that leap, because standing around anymore or doing what you've been doing obviously isn't working. And in the midst of everything that feels like you're giving all that you have to do things different. The definition of insanity. And say, you know what, I have to rely not on your own understanding, but put faith in what, some other person's system that they've tried it and they've worked. Like Tony Robbins talks about this. He's talking about modeling other people. Like, what has somebody else done? If they've done it and it worked, maybe we can get some advice or coaching or consulting from somebody else or some other a book or anything and say, you know what, I don't know this to be true, but they did it and it worked. And if I go try that, just give it a shot, maybe it'll work. Maybe I can shake off this and step up into that. You know what I mean? So. And we can end up in whole new places in life and go, oh my God, I can't believe this led me here. This springtime, I got invited out to speak and be a member at the Contractor Sales Academy with Tom Reber and Steve Schinholzer. And I thought I was just going out to Colorado, man. I was busy. I went out there. Flew out there. Next thing I know, I was standing on the edge, on a mountain, overlooking this amazing vista, standing on the mountains in Colorado. I was like, it was so amazing. And I said, oh my God, look at this beautiful gift. Just from chasing my dreams a little bit, I couldn't believe that happened to me, and I was able to experience that. It was one of the most gratifying experiences of my life. So there's all these byproducts to, taking a leap of faith once in a while, right? Now, if you got your foundation locked down, you take a leap of faith. If you take a leap of faith without examining the hard facts on the ground, you could jump out of the frying pan into the fire. So there is a balance there. There is there is not being stupid, right? Being stupid is saying, I'm gonna be rich. You just take off running down the street. It doesn't, work that way. There's got to be some structure to it, right? The river banks and the river banks are the structure, and then the river flows through it. You got to have a balance of the flow versus the structure. If you go too far off balance with too much flow without any structure, you could just flow all over the place and you're going to get it wrong. If you have too much structure without the flow of inspirational spontaneity, without that, then you're just locked in this this too much analytical structure and data. Like, you can't, it's the spontaneity of your spirit that allows you to. And I think that a healthy balance in between those two things, that ebb and flow, that yin yang, right, really allows us we can get some momentum and get somewhere, right? And I know it's easy to talk about it in theory, but I think the theory kind of backs up, kind of gives you something to go off of. And when we integrate that only through action and personal experience. So I'm done here talking about all that, and I just thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you made it to the end of the video, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you on the flip-flop. Please hit the subscribe button and check the links in the description below. You can hit playlist. I have a whole bunch of videos here. And alright, my friend. Alright. Later. You can do it.